So, you're considering to become a financial advisor here in the Philippines, or there is someone na nag-invite sa'yo para umattend ng kanilang career orientation program or discovery day. And you wanted to know kung anong ibig sabihin nila sa mga perks ng isang financial advisor. So, this video is for you because I'm going to discuss to you kung ano yung mga benefits na yon and kung ano ang ibig nilang sabihin. What are the pros and cons na kakaharapin mo in order for you to get those benefits. My name is Leandro Bozon. I'm a manager of financial advisors, and this channel is basically streamlining the career of financial advisor in the agency here in the Philippines and also sharing financial planning concepts to the viewers. So before anything else, I would like you to understand that there are different types of financial advisors. Now, the types usually came from bank assurance, agency, and then independent financial planners. Now, ano yung pinagkaiba-iba nila? Lahat sila ay nagbibigay sa iyo ng insurance advice or financial planning na general advice in order for you to better manage your personal finance. So, pinagkaiba-iba lang nila kung paano nila pinapractice yung profession nila. Those people in bank assurance are the financial advisors that you can see sa mga bangko. Para sila yung kumakausap ng mga taong nag-iintay doon para hindi masayang yung oras nila. Some of them have network because in-endorse sila ng mga tellers. At yung iba naman doon ay nakikilala lang nila because they know that their account is already parang malaki na yung pera. Kaya nag-i-invite sila if ever man they're interested in financial asset protection and better wealth management. So similar din ang trabaho ng mga nasa agency. Ang malaking pinagkaiba lang nila is the pool of clients. Kasi sa agency, ikaw ang bubuo ng sarili mong network. It's like a franchise business kung saan pwede ka magbenta ng different types of insurances pag-sponsored ka ng isang company, and then all you need to do is to invite them into a financial talk, and then after nun, explain sa kanila yung mga concepts. Pag na-close mo yung deal, you will be paid by the insurance company kung saan ka belong. And then last but not the least naman are the independent financial planners or advisors. So merong mga tao na nagpapa-affiliate with different insurance companies, yun yung parang pinaka-negosyo nila, and then nakikipag-usap sila sa'yo, sa mga clients, and then after nun, ang advice nila ay depende kung ano yung most fit na product. Kasi sila din naghahanap ng product with different insurance companies. Either of the three, financial advising and insurance advising yung kanilang trabaho. So, almost the same ang pinapromise nila na benefits. But I belong to one, so I'll be more focusing on the agency. Okay, let's go back kung paano present ang career orientation program or discovery day. So, usually, frame nila yan as what's in it for you. So, kasi ikaw ay magtatrabaho and you wanted to know kung ano naman ang balik sa'yo ng lahat ng effort mo. So, yun yung what's in it for you. Nag-research ako ng different insurance companies and here are the benefits na common nilang ino-offer. Magkakaiba sila ng scheme kung paano nakukuha itong mga to. Pero ang importante is for you to determine how you will get that perks if ever man ikaw ay nag-practice na ng financial advising career sa napili mong insurance company. So, yan ang common. If ever man meron akong mga na-miss, just comment down below so that I could discuss it to future videos. By the way, I mentioned also that I am in the insurance industry, part of the agency. So, if you are looking for a job and you think this is fit for you, you may contact me. But first, watch my career discovery series para mas maintindihan mo kung fit ka talaga dito, and if ever man, we could continue to the interview. Now, let's go back. First is the unlimited income. So, I would like to explain the compensation structure kung paano nangyayari pag ikaw isang financial advisor. First is the first year commission. So, let's just say you learn sa industry mo na, ganito pala, kailangan nagpre-prepare ang isang tao ng retirement niya or dapat pinoprotektahan ng isang tao ang kanyang asset pagdating sa mga unfortunate events like sickness or death. So ngayon, after mo magpaliwanag, you convince someone para kumuha ng insurance sa'yo. So paano kakikita doon? Nagre-range ang isang insurance product ng minimum like less than 10,000 to unlimited kung magkano man yung magiging budget niya. So let's just say, for example, for illustration purposes, nakakuha ka ng isang kliyente at na-convince mo na mag-fund up for their retirement. Now, the next question is, magkano ang ibibigay niya? Let's just say, na-convince mo siya na 100,000, yun yung budget niya, at yun yung ipapasok mo na deal sa insurance company. So, paano ka kikita doon bilang financial advisor? Ang isang product ng isang insurance company will range its commission from 10% up to 50% to some companies. So for illustration purpose, let's just itong 100,000 na to, nung na-convince mo yung client, yung product na yun ay magbibigay sa'yo ng specific like 40%. So ibig sabihin, the moment na nag-pay yung client mo, yun ay dadalhin mo sa company kung saan kang belong. And then, since nagbayad siya ng premium, you will be compensated by the company kung saan ka nakapasok na insurance company ng 40% ng premium na yon. So that premium, 100,000, will give you 40,000 earnings. Now, linawin ko lang na that 40,000 won't be deducted dun sa initial investment ng yung client. Contrary to mga explanation na nakikita ko online, it's not like that. Parang, gumawa ka ng trabaho at yung deal na yon ay mag-close sa company. Sila yung makakatanggap ng pera na yon. Tapos, that company rewarded you or compensated you by closing that deal. And that's just happened to be equivalent sa specific na percentage. So, hindi totoo na ang reason kung bakit mas mabababa yung nagiging account value ng isang investment sa isang insurance company, it's because binayaran yung commission mo. Okay? May scheme yung mismong company kung paano sila nagbibigay ng compensation benefits. At hindi yon directly affecting kung magkano yung in-invest niya. Linawin lang natin yun. Hindi yun binabawas. Okay? So, malinaw na yun. Now, aside from the first year commission, magkakaroon ka pa ng renewal or trail commissions. Ibig sabihin, let's just say for the first year, nagbayad yung client mo ng 100,000, and since the deal is not only for 1 year, nag-pay sila ng 7 years, ng 10 years, 15 years, or up to lifetime, you will be getting commission pa rin sa mga susunod na taon ng pagbabayad niya. Pero mga 3 years to 5 years lang siguro, yung iba 2 years lang. So let's just say for the illustration, yung 100,000 na yun, nagbayad siya ulit for the second year. Now, for first year, may 40,000 ka, it's 40%. But for the next years, mas mababa na siya. 10 years, 10% na lang siya. O kaya 20% na lang. Depende sa compensation structure. So, yun yung explanation kung bakit kahit humihina yung benta ng isang financial advisor for the next couple of years, pag nagtagal ka, you are still earning from the previous deals na na-close mo. But another myth na gusto kong i-bust is regarding sa sobrang laki ng commission. If you are going to look at it, tignan mo siya sa total contract price. Let's just say na yung binigay kong example, tigo 100,000 kada taon yung nilalagay niya sa retirement, ay magbabayad ng 15 years. So, ibig sabihin, 100,000 times 15, it's 1.5 million, right? So, yung 1.5 million na yun, kumita ka lang for the first year ng 40,000. Let's just say, second and third year, may tigta 10,000 ka. It's 60,000. So, sa 60,000 na kinita mo, 1.5 million yung kontrata talaga, you just earn 4%. Which is pasok dun sa 3 to 6% na interest ng mga financial advisors pag nagpa-practice sila ng independent practice. So, hindi siya ganun kalaki, mukhang malaki lang siya because ang pinagkumparahan mo is the first year premium. But it's not like that. Okay? But going back to my explanation, renewal or trail commissions are additional compensation na pwede mo pang makuha from deals na na-close mo from the previous years. Okay? And the third one would be the bonuses and overrides. Now, ang bonuses and overrides, hindi lahat nagiging entitled dito. Usually, there is a cap na kailangan mong ma-reach or quota na kailangan mong makuha for a specific period of time in order for you to be entitled sa isang bonus. So, hindi ibig sabihin lagi kang may bonus. Merong mga quota yan. So, let's just say, ang naging commission mo lang for the 3 months is just 10,000. But the cap or the quota na makaka-entitle sa bonuses is 50,000. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ka makakuha ng bonus na yon. So, while they are presenting it during the career orientation program, know na hindi palaging makukuha ang bonuses. It always depends on your performances. Some other insurance companies, nagbibigay sila ng bonus pag nag-refer ka ng mga agents sa kanila. So, during the career orientation program, pwede mo yung itanong, and minsan, nagkakaroon ka ng override sa referrals mo. Aside from the referrals mo, if you are a unit manager, sa mga people under you na minamanage mo, you will be getting override from their earnings as well. So, that's how it works. So, if you are a financial advisor, mag-close ka na mag-close ng deal, mas lumalaki talaga yung income mo. And sinasabi nilang unlimited income to because walang cap. Here in the commission-based earnings naman, ang perks naman niya is kung mas masipag ka, mas malaki yung pwede mong kitain. But it goes both ways. Ibig sabihin, pag hindi ka naman nagtatrabaho, mahina yung kita mo or pwedeng hindi ka kumikita kung wala ka pang renewal or trail commission. So, linawin lang natin na gano'n ang compensation structure pagdating sa agency. Now, let's move on naman sa next nilang binibigay na perks, which is the time freedom, or ibig sabihin, flexible working hours. Now, pag sinabi natin flexible working hours, hindi ibig sabihin, hindi ka magtatrabaho kung ayaw mo. So, ang ibig sabihin kasi, pag hindi ka nagtrabaho dahil ayaw mo, malaking chances na yung inaasahan mong kita, hindi din siya darating because wala kang na-close na deal. Ang maganda lang sa time freedom na binabanggit dito is you could work any time of the day as long as you deliver results. So, this is a good opportunity if you will be starting part-time. Kasi, importante na meron kang pera and that will come from your actual job, yung parang main job mo. And if you're going to add this type of parang practice, kikita ka pa on top. And you could do this like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, or once or twice a week mo lang siyang ginagawa as long na nadi-deliver mo yung mga kailangan mong i-deliver. Now, ano ba yung mga inaasahan na gagawin mo sa oras kung saan gagawin mo yung trabaho ng financial advising part-time? Whether you're part-time or full-time, kailangan mag-alat ka ng time dito sa tatlong bagay na to, which are the administrative tasks. So, administrative task yung paghahanap ng kliyente. Diba sabi ko sa'yo, pag ikaw ay nasa agency, kailangan ang clients mo sa'yo manggagaling. So, yung art ng paghahanap ng prospects mo in order for you to pitch your business or yung pag-services mo as financial advisor, nakadepende yan sa'yo. So, mag-aalat ka ng time sa paghahanap ng kliyente, pag-message sa kanila, pag-set sa kanila ng appointment para ma-pitch in yung business mo. Now, pag naging kliyente mo sila, of course, aalagaan mo yung mga account nila. So, magbibigay ka ng newsletters, i-email mo sila, or maybe you wanted to do marketing activities just like what I'm doing now. So, I'm doing this YouTube videos and this is part of the administrative task ng trabaho ko. Kasi, tinitreat ko to as my own business and I need to be seen by a lot of people. That's why I do social media. So, ganun siya nag-work. Now, the next would be group meetings. Usually, nagpapatawag company-wide na meeting, like for example, sales rally, something like that. Meron ding mga training and seminars na binibigay sa isang branch or sa isang unit that you need to attend to. Some of the units or branches na na-encounter ko, they have their meetings. Zoom lang naman, but it is mandatory for them to attend weekly. Some of them monthly. Yung iba, hindi naman required. So, depende yan sa unit, sa branch, or sa company kung saan ka belong. But group meetings are essential also for you to be updated kung ano yung nangyayari. You need to attend those. And last but not the least, papasok mo dapat sa schedule mo yung client and prospect meetings. Kasi ito talaga yung pinaka-chunk ng trabaho mo. Kahit umating ka na maraming training, kahit gumawa ka na maraming administrative tasks, pero hindi ka naman nag-aalat ng time to meet prospects para ma-close yung deal, definitely, parang sa Pareto principle, ito yung 20% na magbibigay sa'yo ng 80% return. So, ngayon, may time freedom ka because pwede mong i-rego doon yung schedule mo kung kailan mo siya gagawin. But it does not necessarily mean na wala kang gagawin pero kikita ka pa rin. Isa pa sa mga pinapaliwanag nila na meron silang trip incentives. Now, the trip incentives for financial advising career can be local, Asian, or other international countries. So, hindi lahat nagiging entitled dito. It's because there is a cap or a quota that you need to meet para ma-qualify dito. Nilalagay nila to as contest. So, there is a specific period of months na mag-work kayo. Tapos, let's just say, ang bibilangin is the number of deals that you closed. Okay, we call it cases kasi pagka sa agency. So, pag ang requirement is you have to close 30 cases for 5 months or 20 cases in 6 months. Depende yan sa company. Pag na-hit mo yon yung 20 cases, may 20 deals kang na-close or 30 deals kang na-close, may entitle ka dun sa trip incentive na yon. Kung hindi naman sa bilang ng deals, pwedeng sa laki ng deal. Pwedeng ikaw ay nag-close ng worth 1 million na deal. Kahit 4 lang yan. So, you will be qualified as well. So, meron ding iba, pointing system yung ginagamit. So, open yung contest to everyone, but not everyone can join actually the trip. It's because meron kang imimit na quota. So, linawin lang natin yun. Pag ikaw ay na-qualify sa trip incentives, medyo okay yung trip mo talaga. Like, lahat ng mga shuttle services, lahat ng mga bayad sa plane ticket, accommodation mo, food during the duration of trip, and minsan may pa-cash allowance pa sila during the trip incentives. Lahat yun totoo. Okay? But still, in order for you to qualify, may metrics kang kailangang ma-meet. Now, career growth and advancement. Since insurance industry is more of the sales field kasi, kailangan mong maintindihan na performance-based din ang promotions mo and perks na makukuha mo. So, let's discuss about promotion. Sa promotion, meron kang kailangang i-deliver na numbers as a salesperson, as an insurance agent, yung deals na kailangan mo ma-close in order for you to be promoted. So may duration of period kung saan pwede kang mag-deliver ng iyong mga benta, iyong mga ma-close na deals. And then, gigradean yung mismong mga business na na-close mo, and then may metrics kung saan masasabi saan ka naging promoted. So, ibig sabihin may different levels of promotions. At ang different levels of promotion will be entitled to different perks. Okay, so ang mga perks na mga promoted would be, some of them will get HMO na, or the private medical insurance. Ibig sabihin, yung mismong insurance company, bibigyan ka na ng card na pwede mo magamit kapag ikaw yung nagkasakit. So, isa yan sa mga binibenta ng insurance company. Now, kahit hindi ka bumili, you will be entitled to that. Just like regular employees, diba? Meron silang HMO. Meron din dito. So, another myth that is busted ay walang mga benefits pag nagtrabaho sa agency. No, it's not true. Meron kang benefits. It's just that you have to be qualified first before you get that. Hindi ka gaya sa employment, pag na-employ ka, nagiging entitled ka kagad. Parang regularization. Ganun yun na lang siya isipin. Now, group life insurance, ibig sabihin, you will be getting life insurance. So, ibig sabihin, sudden demise, may matatanggap yung family mo. Pero again, the only qualified people here are those na nakamit ng metrics sila. And then may retirement fund din kami. Ibig sabihin, kapag ikaw ay tumagal for a specific number of years, a percentage of all the deals that you closed, you will be entitled to that money as your retirement benefit. And last but not the least, training and development. Now, may mga insurance companies na kailangan bayaran yung trainings nila and in order for you to progress sa career mo. But most of the insurance companies here in the Philippines, they provide free training. So, pagagalingin ka nila kung paano mo ikakandak yung business mo. And of course, they will be training you kung ano yung different solutions or products na pwede mong i-offer sa isang client. Because you should learn kung ano talaga yung mga benefits sa mga yun para mai-propose mo sa mga prospect clients mo. For awards and recognition naman, merong interim awarding, may annual awarding, but remember na lahat yan may metrics for qualification. Lahat yan may grading system, tapos pag na-meet mo yon, you will be invited sa awards and recognition ceremonies. So, aside from awards and recognition, may other perks pa yan. Pwedeng may pa-cash incentive sila or may mga exclusive na mga gamit na matatanggap mo. But definitely, even a small achievement, depende sa unit and branch mo, everything is being celebrated. So, depende yan sa insurance company. But definitely, your efforts won't be in vain kung kunyari ang hinahanap mo is ma-recognize ba yung effort na ginagawa mo. Kasi talagang ini-encourage sa agency na magkaroon talaga ng recognition yung mga nagtatrabaho. Because we know na medyo mahirap talaga ang pagpapractice ng financial advising, lalo na't ikaw ang naghahanap ng sarili mong kliyente. Working with right people and of course the environment. Since the agency is looking for their own clients, usually work from home to, at kanya-kanya ng diskarte para ka may negosyo kung paano ka kukuha ng kliyente mo. Ganun yung ginagawa ng bawat isa. But nagkikita-kita lang kami kapag may group meetings and all. So, doon mo mafe-feel yung support na ikaw ay nagtatrabaho at belong ka talaga sa isang company. So, it's very important for you to know well your unit, your branch, and of course, the company. Because sila naman yung mga namimit mo palagi. Kaya it's very important na if ever you will be joining financial advising career here in the Philippines in the agency, na you get to know also kung ano yung kultura nung team na papasukin mo. Kasi iba-iba yan eh. May mga culture na very rigid sila, like very metrics and number-oriented. So talagang pinupush talaga nila lahat para gumaling, at kung hindi ka magde-deliver, you will be terminated or you will be under probation. It's very important for you to pick the right unit branch para sa'yo. Same with the company. But basically kasi sa company, pare-parehas naman ng nilalaban yan. Yung advocacy naman is financial literacy of the Filipinos. And for them to consider insurance talaga as an integral part of their financial planning. So, dun ka na sa unit and branch, sa pinaka-komportable ka. Kasi very important na nag-work ka na yung ambience ng mismong unit mo, mga nakakasama mo, is good vibes. So, if ever you're looking for a team, you may explore the career by interviewing your manager as well. So, ibig sabihin yung mga nag-i-interview sa'yo, kung gusto mo pumasok, you could ask them kung paano yung kultura nila, or at least join them in one of their meetings for you to observe kung gusto mo pa talaga sa kultura na yun. And if you're considering, I am also inviting you because I'm looking for financial advisors din sa team ko. Okay? And last but not the least, of course, ito yung binibida ng lahat, it's the purpose. So, marami kang pwedeng maging reason kung ba't ka mag-join. But at the end of the day, you will pick a career that would resonate to your values. So, ang purpose talaga ng insurance, there is nobility talaga. sa purpose ng negosyo ng insurance companies. And you have to understand it. Maybe I'm going to create another video to explain the entirety of the ability of the purpose by discussing also different types of insurance. I think sila yung magkaparehas na messaging pagdating sa lecture. So, doon ko na lang siyang isasama. If you are considering financial advising as a job, I hope this video helped you understand kung ano yung ibig sabihin whenever you attend career orientation program pagdating sa mga perks and compensation ng isang financial advisor. Thank you.